Big day to be here.
I did too. Thank you.
I was wondering about that. I've already signed several.
Larry, I'm gonna do that. He does all good. Six months
You all? Okay.
Plenty of that.
Yeah, I'll take some. Those are the signatures.
We're live.
We're live.
So showing the seal, is that what it's supposed to show?
No, it should be showing us. Be showing us.
Okay. All right, good morning. I have 8:02. We have quorum present. I call this special call meeting of the Upson County Board of Commissioners to order. All right. So this morning is all about setting the millage rates. So, Alan, you want to share the stuff with us?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. It's a pretty simple one-pager. What I've done is put some history in there for reference in the top table. I've included the millage rate in 2024. You can see the county M&O, 9.51, unincorporated services, 1.38, joint projects, 1.74. In 2025, when setting up the budget, to fund the budget, I came up with, and we had included approximately 4% growth in the digest of doing that. Nonetheless, millage rates of 9.46, 0.89, and 2.26. Our net digest figures that we have based on our digest, as you can see there, we have 1.0 billion, 759 million for unincorporated services and joint projects. 1.0 billion for county M&O. I've calculated a projection in terms of those two columns represent revenues, projected revenues, if we used exactly the same millage rates as the prior year, or projection based on budgeted millage rates. There is a minor difference actually between the two calculations. If we, and you can see in the difference in millage column, if we go with the budgeted millage, it's 0.05 decrease in millage for county M&O, and almost an even split. I actually, last year in 2024, should have had a higher joint projects rate versus unincorporated services millage rate, but nonetheless, all of that is out of unincorporated services. So it's kind of a flip to get the joint projects rate back where it needs to be and unincorporated likewise. Down at the bottom, I just put together some projections based on What you see in the first two columns on the left are our budgets. These are the three funds. Now, what I do on the unincorporated, because it is unincorporated, it is a separate taxing district, I basically bifurcate the unincorporated departments away from all the other departments within the general fund and calculate, show the budgeted revenue and expenditure for that. From an accounting standpoint, financial reporting, unincorporated services, which are the things like animal control, roads, those are all accounted for within the general fund. But for purposes of establishing a millage rate, I break those apart. And then you have the joint projects fund. It funds all of our joint projects from that account, or that fund. I take the budget, show the budget amounts, and these budgets do reflect recent amendments that you all, the board has approved. So it's based off of amended expenditures and revenues. And then I forecast those. I didn't give you all my backup sheets to come up with the calculations. For the most part on expenditures and some revenues, it's an annualization of where we were at June 30, with a few adjustments thrown in. And I will tell you that for most of our operating expenditures, with the exception of compensation-related costs, I did increase those budgeted, those annualized expenditures. I added about an additional 10% to that to make sure. And really, that's not for the purpose of establishing a millage, just to give us an idea. If we do choose these millage rates, this is an approximation of where we may land at the end of 2025 when all the results are taken. Now, I definitely want to be a little more conservative on the revenue side, because I don't want to overstate revenues, and I certainly don't want to understate expenditures. So that's the reason for the adjustments. And those forecasted revenues do include the use of the budgeted millage rate. So it includes the county M&O property taxes of 9.701 million, and so forth. But that's my recommendation to the board is to go with, and there's little difference between the two, but we're certainly safe to stay with the millage rates that we budgeted. That's my recommendation for that. I know it is a tax increase, which we'll have to advertise, because it does exceed the rollback rate calculation of 8.99, I believe. So we do have to advertise. As you know, anything other than the rollback rate for county M&O has to be advertised. Tax increase.
Okay.
Any questions?
Discussion? So, with what you proposed here, the 9.46. I initially had thought, hey, hang at 9.51, but that would put us over last year's overall millage. And as we stand now, we're under last year's overall millage, right, by 0.02.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
And so the great thing about House Bill 581 is that all our homesteaded properties have the same assessment this year as they did last year. Therefore, even though it's a 0.02 difference going down, they might not even see that. It might be pennies for each person, but there would be no tax increase at that millage rate for homeowners in Upson County. The assessments that went up this past year are commercial properties and the investment properties. So those property owners would in fact see a higher dollar amount. Even though the millage rate is less, they would see a higher dollar amount tax. But homeowners in Upson County would not see a tax increase. homeowners being homesteaders, right? And new homeowners would have the exact same, who aren't homesteaders would have the exact same millage rate as the homesteaders. It's just whatever their property is evaluated at. So the reality is it's not a tax increase dollar-wise for homesteaders in Upson County on the county side of and I think the city's going with the rollback, so that should put them about the same as well. So I think it'll be a good year for taxpayers to say, hey, the taxes did not go up. These numbers, these millage rates may fluctuate, but the actual taxes coming out of your checking account did not go up this year if we stay with this rate. Your thoughts?
Well, except for the rise in your estimated,
Your assessment.
reassessment.
That's what I'm saying. If you are a commercial property owner,
Right.
or you're an investment property owner, you will see that. But if you're a homesteader, you own a home and 5 acres of land or less, you're not going to see any additional dollars going towards taxes on the county side
No.
this year.
But it will rise though, because of the assessments went up.
Not on the homesteaders.
Homestead is frozen.
Only
Fullback.
only on the only on the Board of Education did the assessment go up, right?
So we can't, we don't need to advertise that there's not gonna be a tax increase. There might not be one from the county, but there will be a tax increase from the school board.
Well, we'll let them set their millage rate.
I know, but you said-
Yeah, so, but county taxes, the dollar's rate will not be more for home centers this year with these millage rates.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, we will have to advertise, unless I misheard.
Oh, we have to advertise the tax increase, I understand that.
Yes.
The millage rate increases.
Right.
Because
I'm
The
just
way it's
saying.
Worded in the language.
Yeah, I'm saying there's some
Tax.
legalese that has to happen.
Right.
But the reality is my wallet
That's
will not
right.
be any lighter this
Absolutely.
year than it was last year.
Well, if I heard you correctly, sir, one option is we could just stay with the 9.51, but show the unincorporated at .89 and joint projects at 2.26, if that's what you prefer, or go with the budget at 9 point, it's negligible, the difference. So.
It's negligible, but it does take us above
Sure,
what
okay,
we
we can
taxed
stay with
last year.
9.46.
I mean, any thoughts?
Well, and the rollback was 8.99, is that what you said? So we're about a $500,000 off.
Correct, we're half of that, right? That's about
500.
500,000.
500,000.
And again, most of that's going to be absorbed by the Walmarts, the Home Depots, and the world, not homesteaders. And they may show up to the meeting. I don't know.
Maybe. You're already here.
Any thoughts? Can I get a motion to approve it at the budgeted amount?
So moved.
Tentatively.
Tentatively, yeah. Okay, I have
Tentative.
a motion to approve a tentative millage rate of 9.46 for the county, 0.89 unincorporated, and 2.26 for joint projects, with a total of 12.61, which is a little bit less than last year, by Commissioner Jones. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second for Commissioner Biggs. Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Biggs,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Chairman Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. All right. Next thing on the agenda, is comments, correct?
Yep.
Commissioner Biggs? Commissioner Ellington? Commissioner Jones?
Where we at on floss?
All right. So, you might have seen me, Neil, there talking to the tax commissioner earlier before the meeting and talking to Ben here. I did talk to JD and Lonnie last night after the IDA meeting, trying to get them to buy me lunch again. So we're going to get back together and go over some proposals. What we were just talking about is there was about a 13% gap between where they wanted to be and where we wanted to be. We have a proposal here that's kind of a halfway solution, meet us halfway. There's some legal things that we researched. It can roll them back to zero in the city, but then what happens to the excess money? So we were talking about how we can roll money into joint projects that are really general operating fund type things and keep it at that same percentage and give the benefit to all the county and the city taxpayers. So that's a big picture. There's details, but we have a counter that we can go back with them, and we can do that as soon as we can set up lunch, I think, and nug it out if it sounds acceptable to y'all.
Correct me if I'm wrong, for what I've read, and I could be wrong, but regardless of whatever we decide, it goes
To the vote.
well. Right, but it also somebody else in Atlanta.
Yeah,
goes,
DOR will have to say that.
Right.
We'll have to bless it. That is a good.
They'll say you within the guidelines. Check.
Yeah, it has to meet that requirement.
And what's the clock looking like?
End of September, we have to have the language set so it can go on the ballot.
No, it's, I think it's September 18th.
Okay, mid-September.
Make sure that.
Oh, well, that's the deadline for 18.
Yeah, could you get it on the ballot?
Yeah, we have to have the language. So,
So do you know what's needed from DOR to get that?
Actually, it's September 5th.
holy cows. Okay, I mean, we need to have much.
A little over a month. I mean, like an inch over a month.
Because we gotta come to an agreement,
Yeah.
get it to DOR.
Andy, do you know, once we provide a draft or intergovernmental agreement to DOR, are we looking for anything back from them before we can put it on the ballot?
I have no idea. You're gonna have to research what you did with Lost, I guess. But definitely gotta get a move on it.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
mean, this is something that's got to be done to help the taxpayers.
yeah, I've talked to Dante. I mean, if you can give me a point of contact at DOR, 'cause that's really who we need to thumbs up. Whatever agreement we can come to, you gotta pass muster, right? So.
Yeah, I just didn't know how long that process. I mean, sometimes that process is not quick. They take
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass them today if I can get a hold of them and show them what our proposal is.
And I can do lunch any day this week but Thursday,
Okay.
if we need to jump on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's where we're at.
And then we got to have a meeting,
Right.
a joint project meeting, I guess.
Didn't we start scheduling that?
It's one scheduled for the 3rd Tuesday of the month.
TikTok.
It's the city's meeting, so I'm sure she'll start advertising or asking if we need anything on it.
I
soon.
thought you sent out a thing canceling that.
No, it was a duplicate.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking at the 19th for that meeting of August.
And then that's about, 2 weeks till we have to be. Yep.
Okay.
So we gotta get a little urgency.
Okay. So we'll follow up with the DOR. We'll get lunch scheduled maybe this week. Come back at you if we can close the gap. That's where we're at.
Sounds good. I don't have anything.
Don't have anything? I don't have anything. Can I get a?
I'll make a
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry.
We have to have 3 public hearings
Yes.
before we set the millage rate. So can we go ahead and schedule those now?
We can do it the next 5 minutes.
Y'all tell me.
Oh, I thought you had it scheduled.
You gotta schedule, you gotta schedule
Wait.
them. They gotta be advertised.
Correct.
So we have one
2
meeting
weeks
already.
out.
We'll have one meeting already. When does it have to be done by?
You need to have them 7 days apart, and what was done last year, I think you had 2 meetings on the same day.
A morning and
One at
evening.
7, one at 6, right before you officially adopt the millage rate. The last meeting of the month is August 28th
Second.
or something.
August 26th. You can have one in the morning one day, and then the next week you could, or like on the meeting day, you could do one that morning, and then we could have a meeting that afternoon,
And then another one the week before,
week before. So, yeah.
on a Tuesday.
Choose a date and tell us to show up.
So on the 19th, since we're having a
Joint
joint
projects.
projects meeting, we could have a meeting that day.
I like that.
And then you have the week before is the week of the 11th, or you could wait till the 26th. It's your choice. I wouldn't wait to have my double meetings on the day that I plan to approve it, but it's your choice. The 19th is for sure, it can for sure be a day, but we would have to do it earlier because the city will meet at 7. The joint projects meeting would be at 6. So I would say 4:30, just to make sure, depending on how many people come, you want to make sure you have the time for them.
Okay, 4:30 on the 19th would be one, and then we gotta have a morning and evening session again. What day of the week is that? That a Tuesday?
The 19th is a Tuesday, yes.
We can do double that week.
Okay.
So which day are we gonna do the work session?
6th.
First Wednesday.
First Wednesday.
I had something, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
We have the list of roads from EMC. He wanted to sit down with James Melton to go over those roads. The first chance that both of those guys can get together is mid-August. So I was just going to, I know it's been mentioned you wanted to have a roads only discussion in a work session. I don't know if we are, but if there was a way to move the work session in August to a later date than the first Wednesday, that way they can present to you the list of roads that they recommend. I can go ahead and provide those list of roads to you that's been given to me. I know the preference for EMC was have road department superintendent take a look at those roads. But just asking to see.
So the 19th is the afternoon meeting. What? It has to be an evening meeting or?
So on DOR is saying one of the 3 meetings must begin between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the evening.
Okay.
So I guess we could do it on the meeting day and have it start at 6 before our meeting. It could be part of the meeting.
Okay. So 19th at 4:30. Then the 26th we'll have a morning meeting and in a hearing before the regular meeting. That suffice, everyone?
Okay. What time on the 26th, the morning?
8 o'clock's good.
So this is due by when?
The 26th.
It's due by 26th.
Yes, you have to have, when do you have to have that?
You don't have to have 2 on the 26th, but I would suggest having 2 either on the 19th or the 26th.
No, when do you have to have the millage rate? That's the question.
We can get it the 26th, we're good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That work for everyone?
Can we do 8:30?
We're gonna go work.
8 o'clock?
I gotta get ready.
All right. Anything else? to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn from Commissioner Jones and a second from Commissioner Biggs. All in favor?
Thank you.
Adjourn.
My computer needs to clean too.
So y'all what?